And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests.
Unfortunately, we don't have services that they used to have for mentally ill people in terms of dealing with them. And I think the
easy fix for that. When they commit crimes, you lock them up. Yeah, that's an easy fix for that. They have like psych wards in prisons. Yeah, you should have kept them locked up. Like that judge that let him go. That black judge, I know race had everything to do with that. Yeah. And she's a Democrat too? You got like all these black liberal judges, especially the ones Obama appointed. Yeah, these liberal black judges that's in our court system now, you should put an asterisk beside their name. Yeah, I wouldn't even call them liberal though, Kevin, they're progressive. Yeah, progressive. Yeah. But you know, they hijacked that term liberal. Yeah. They're really progressive.
The problem here is, I'm guessing the Trump administration was looking for an example. This video was quite disturbing. You have the combination of social media at the same time blowing it up, and so it creates sort of the perfect storm to point to something. Just like when Dukakis, when he was running for president, Lee Atwater took advantage of that one.
The hell are you talking about Dukakis for? What? He's taking advantage of something. Why is it always when it's Republicans, they taking advantage of the situation? Yeah, they're opportunistic. They're exploiting the situation. Yeah, you need to bring back that law. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 violent felonies, you're done. Yeah, you should be in jail for the rest of your life. You're done. Yeah, it's over.
Incident that was terrible, that was very troubling for voters once they called attention to it.
So certain people have been looking for an opportunity to find a case like this, to make a point like this. I want to play, this is Charlie Kirk, why he says this hasn't gotten a lot of attention.
A white Ukrainian refugee was murdered just because she was white. Everybody knows that, obviously. If a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice, law-abiding black person for no reason, it would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Instead, Megan Basham, no one seems to care when a white woman gets stabbed to the death.
Wow.
I mean, he's not lying. Yeah, he's not lying. And now CNN is forced to talk about this issue because it's all over social media. You can't hide from it. You have to address it. Yeah, if you don't address it, you look even worse. Yeah. Now they're trying to deflect by pointing out by indicating what Charlie Kirk said. Yeah. The things that he just shared with everybody on these podcasts is true. You can't deny it. It's a fact. Well, these incidents like this have been happening for a long time, just like in Cincinnati. Right? They have a lax perspective when it comes to a black person committing a crime. Yeah. They take it's just a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? Right. But when it's a white person, they throw the book at them. Right. And they're putting everybody's safety at risk because you're letting these repeat offenders over and over. And now we bring it in front of everybody so we could talk about it. Now they calling the right racist. They've been looking for this all the time. They've been looking for something like this. But this happens all the time. Just like that crazy dude at that parade up in Minnesota. That Christmas parade. He just drove over people. Yeah, look at Chicago. I think there's something around 3, I forget how many murders. It's like crazy. Over the last 5 years, it's been 3,500 murders, 3,500 murders, and the majority of those murders have happened to black people. But nobody cares. Nobody wants to talk about it. Yeah, but look at it like this, Kevin. 3,500 murders. They've caught 50% of them. There's still 1,700 open murders in Chicago, just over the last 5 years. So you got to ask yourself, how many serial killers are walking around in Chicago? Yeah, they're not going to label them serial killers because they're not white. Yeah, because they're black. It's gang violence. Yeah. When it's a black crime... He's not a serial killer. Yeah. It's gang violence. When it's a black person committing a crime, they minimize it. But when they're white, they... What's the word? They overemphasize. Look at this. Just like George Floyd. Yeah, I know. The country burned down. If these roles were reversed, the country would be burning down right now. If you look at this one incident with this Ukrainian refugee... this is 10 times worse than the George Floyd incident. 10 times worse. She was actually murdered
George Floyd was murdered. He OD'd, and the cop failed to provide him care that would have saved his life. Totally two different instances. But look what happened when everybody shut their store about George Floyd. It was riots all over the country. And look what happened to this white girl, this Ukrainian refugee.
Yeah.
You barely get any news coverage, and y'all being forced to talk about it because everybody on the right is pushing it down your throats, and everybody's talking about it. You have to talk about it.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Even the white people on the left, they don't care.
And that's saying something because
That is crazy.
they're pro-Ukraine.
Yeah, but they're not going to touch it because she was unalived by a black person.
Yeah.
They're not going to touch it.
Wow. He said white a lot.
Well, we are talking about it.
He said white a lot.
So I guess
Wait a minute, pause. Y'all say black all the time. All the time. Y'all say it more. Y'all say black way more than white conservatives say white.
And y'all bring race into issues that it's not even relevant.
Yeah, that whole George Floyd had nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, because the other officers that were there, one of them was Asian, the other guy was black.
He looked like us.
He looked like us. Had nothing to do with race.
Right.
Look, being in the system, because I have represented people who are mentally ill, and here's the balance. The balance is taking away people's freedom versus evaluating their mental illness. And New York City, there are a lot of programs for people who are mentally ill, but they have to want to be there.
Yeah, and it's
about
difficult
forcing them
because
to be there.
when you are
Yeah, we don't want to be that, and they commit crimes. You lock them up. You throw away the key. That's how you fix that. Why you show all this empathy for crazy people and no empathy for your honest everyday American?
Yeah,
like this girl.
Yeah, it should be actually harder on people that's mentally ill that are violent.
Yeah,
Way harder, more stricter.
you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation.
What?
And that's the part that I think.
Wait a minute, stop it.
This is 10 times worse than George
You mean to
Floyd.
tell me she said they've been waiting to trying to find a situation that would be reciprocal to the George Floyd incident? This is not even, this is so much worse.
Yeah, and it's been happening ever since George Floyd, just like that guy brought up in Minnesota who just ran over those white kids.
Yeah.
It happens. It actually happens every day in this country to white people. You just don't hear about it.
He's almost giving away the game, and it's sad to see a lot of
Stupid.
people going along with it.
You're stupid.
Y'all did to George Floyd. Y'all had the whole country burning. What are you talking about?
Y'all made it about race that had nothing to do with race.
Black progressive, y'all are the biggest hypocrites.
Yeah, they're liars.
You know, let me just say a couple of things. One is, I mean, what happened to that young woman was horrible. And it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, a subway, whatever, that something bad's going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did.
We don't know why.
He's nuts. He should have been locked up.
Violent, and he attacked that woman because she was white.
Yeah.
It was a black woman sitting right across from her. Why didn't he attack her?
Yeah, white woman. It's because that black dude has got mental problems, but listen to CNN, MSNBC. He thinks
Exactly.
white people's out to get him.
Right.
And he's already got mental problems. So that's what
That
that's what you
beautiful
get.
white woman triggered him. That's why he killed her.
Exactly.
And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race.
There's no evidence of it, right? But they had all this. What was the evidence they had on the George Floyd incident that made that? Yeah, it's due to race. Yeah. What was the evidence? Oh, I know what it was. It was a white cop. That's all y'all needed. Yeah.
Freaking crazy.
Race mongering, hate mongering, it's wrong. Then he says that if something like that had happened the other way, there would be sweeping changes imposed on society. Where is the George Floyd Policing Act? It didn't pass. Even when you had a white police officer murder a black man on live television, the whole world saw, there were no...
You just did what you're accusing Charlie Kirk and white conservatives of doing. And it only took you 10 seconds? It's like you forgot what you said.
No sweeping changes. In fact, not one law was passed at the federal level. So I think that's an important thing to point out. The other thing is, you mentioned the thing about cashless bail. I think this is a big challenge that we have. Would you have felt better if there had been cash bail and the mom had come and put down $1,000 to let him out?
Yeah, of course, because he was released under a promise.
Yeah. He shouldn't have been out on the streets The bail should have been so significant that he wouldn't be able to made his bail.
Yeah.
Or he would have had no bail.
Yeah, we do that for like serial killers and just crazy people all the time.
Yeah, we do this for violent offenders who constantly breaking the law.
Yeah, repeat offenders. What do you call it? Habitual?
Yeah.
He's a habitual
offender.
Yeah.
He should have never had bail.
Yeah. So he's making an argument that wouldn't have no impact on what happened.
Yeah. Why? I don't know what's wrong with black people. It's like we can't think.
No, it's Kevin. He's trying to. He's a progressive. He's trying to protect the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Because this is what's causing this to happen in society.
But don't you think that's disgusting? You're trying to make up. You're trying to win some political points when a girl's death was totally preventable.
Yeah, all this was preventable easily.
Yeah, I think he's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know that. Democrats suck.
It's not about cashless bail or no cashless bail. It's about the fact that we don't know how to deal with people who are hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
Yeah, what's crazy is our demographic that we belong to, the black demographic. I mean, we mention this stat all the time. We make up like 12% of the population. But literally, like I think it's around 40 to 50% of the violent crime is because of 13% of the population.
I think it's around 50%.
Yeah, but they don't, you know what's crazy about that? Democrats don't even allow those numbers to be tracked anymore. They don't make that information public anymore. The last figures was back in like 2020, 2021, but they seen what Republicans was doing. So now they hide those numbers, or they don't keep track of it, or they don't release the numbers.
Yeah.
Because it's a problem, and that problem has been created by Democrat politicians.
And Democrats are so disgusting. They don't want to point out the fact that there's a lot of vicious black murderers and gangsters out there, but they don't want to mention it because they don't want to lose their base. They don't want to lose the black vote. If they start mass incarcerating black folks, that's a huge voting block that they would lose. They rather win elections than protect the citizens, their constituency.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Van Jones is trying to make an argument and say, would it matter if the bail was $100, $1,000? Yeah. The fact we're trying to make is some people shouldn't get bail.
He was one of them.
He was one of them, but a black judge allowed that to happen.
And why did that judge release him?
Because he's black.
Yeah. But race has everything to do with this.
Of course it does.